Whew. I want to say thank you to everyone who's checked in to see how we're doing here in LA. Obviously, I can't speak for the whole population of Los Angeles, but for myself and my roommate and my neighbors, we are all presently okay. I have a lot of friends who are on evacuation warning, or they have been evacuated, and I'm sure that it must feel very strange for them. The feeling I have is similar to how I felt during the pandemic, when everything was just sort of a free-floating unknown, and we didn't know how long it was going to last, how bad it was going to be, what kind of precautions we needed to take. And it feels like that now. Yesterday, I got an evacuation warning, which shocked me from head to toe. Where I live, I don't expect to be in a fire evacuation situation. And I'm a bit of a planner. I think ahead. I worry about things ahead. You know, down the road, how is this going to be? I did not have my go bag ready, and my roommate was so surprised, because that's not characteristic of me. I bought a deep freezer for the pandemic because I was worried we would run out of food. So we needed a freezer. Come on, kids, it's a green light. Everybody can stop diddling themselves. So yeah, I tend to really think these things through. I just felt impervious to evacuation. So I quick read about what I needed to have. And people talk about the 6 Ps. I'm like, what a stupid list. It's not really 6 Ps. It's, you know, I mean, they're important things to have, but the way they talk about it just sounds stupid to me. And actually, their list is way more relaxed than my list would be. There are things that they list that I would not snatch up. I would not snatch up pictures. It wouldn't happen. My computers, yes, but not my pictures. But that's obviously a very personal decision. It's just not where my mind goes. So 3 days of supplies, 3 days of clothing. I had 3 days of cat supplies for my cats. You're supposed to have 3 days of non-perishable food. I can't even imagine what that looks like, because what are you supposed to eat? A cold can of chili? I guess if you're hungry and that's all you got, that's what you got to do. I don't know. I mean, that got too complicated for me, so I decided I don't need to be perfect. I'll figure it out. Meanwhile, about 10 or 15 minutes later, we got the warning cleared, canceled. Somebody hit send all, and so everybody in Los Angeles got the "it's time to evacuate" warning. And you know, how do you just roll with that? That's a little much. Oh, fire trucks, Jesus. Yep, so there's some more plumage of smokery. is smoke from a fire that is just on the other side of this hill. I'm headed to my friend's house so she can put a few things in my car in case they need to evacuate. She will get a few more things out of the house. And one less thing to worry about. Boy, it looked a lot worse when we got off the freeway, so not good. Okay, so I stopped by my friend's house and picked up a few treasures. That fire that we saw when we got off the freeway is less than a mile from her house. But even in the time from when I showed up in the valley to when I left her house, a lot of that had dissipated, and I got to see some planes going overhead, tankers going overhead, and they're massive. They're as big as 747s, and they're dumping flame retardant on the area to keep it from spreading. You can see it's very hazy, very cloudy out here. That's all smoke. That's smoke. The back streets. I usually take streets, not the freeway, but it's those neighborhoods that are on fire. They're congested. It needs to be left alone. I would not be out here if I didn't have to be out here, and I wouldn't have stopped at my friend's house if I hadn't been so close in the first place. I mean, really, within minutes, like less than 5 minutes. So it's wow. Yeah, that's not fluffy clouds. Sense of direction, or I'd be able to tell you what fire that was. The haze is from. We're going south on the 405 right now, and it is early afternoon, 2:30. So this is rush hour traffic. Headed in this direction is usually fairly light. This is incredibly light. The other side of the freeway is usually at, bumper to bumper, and can see it's flowing really easily right now. So people are staying off the roads. People are working remotely. rush hour experience, because I just don't want to be in the way. changed my mind. I just want to get home. I'll take you guys on Olympic. I think it's a prettier street than Pico. We're facing west right now. It is where a lot of the fires are. We're gonna cut up through Beverly Hills. Keep in mind I said this was prettier than Pico. And it is. This is not a very pretty street. Olympic used to be 10th Street, and before the first Olympic Games that were here in Los Angeles, they renamed it Olympic Boulevard in honor of the games. Everybody wear a mask but run. That makes no sense. No sense at all. But at least he's wearing a mask.